And hello there, folks. Uncle Troy here with a C word update. This is where I talk about cancer, and I promised y'all an update when I saw the radiation doctor. For those of you who haven't been keeping track, I have metastatic colon cancer. Went through a couple of years of chemotherapy and decided we would take a wait and see attitude. Just stop the chemo and just try to enjoy whatever time I had left. But unfortunately, I developed some problems with my butt, some tumors that were causing a quality of life issue, a lot of pain, a lot of drainage, just some unpleasantness, which we seem to have knocked out with some radiation treatments. And I had seen a surgeon recently to see if now that the radiation treatments has shrunk the tumors, we want to remove them surgically. And I think I talked about that the last episode, and this time we were going back to see the radiation doctor to what she thought, and she basically agreed with the surgeon. We could have it removed now, or she could give us more radiation to hopefully make it even smaller, but right now it's small, contained, not causing a major problem, not causing quality of life issues. So both the surgeon and the radiation doctor now have agreed that a wait and see attitude is appropriate. So I've made an appointment to see her again in 3 months so she can re-examine me. In the event that I notice a change before then, things growing larger, causing more problems, whatever, then I'll return to the surgeon or the radiation doctor. So in the meantime, good things on that. Bad things. Several years back, I was eating some beef jerky and felt a crunch in my mouth, and it turned out that one of my molars, the big chewing teeth in the back on the bottom, was basically a hollow shell that had broken open, and chunks of teeth were in my mouth, which took a while to clean out. And so I thought, well, this is bad because I have a tooth that's broken open, but on the other hand, it's not hurting. Shouldn't it hurt if I'd really damaged my tooth that much? So shortly after that, I was trying to clean all the food out of the hole in my tooth, and sort of went with the and realized that you shouldn't use a metal a metal paper clip as a toothpick in cleaning out your gums, because when metal hits nerves, that really is an interesting sensation you don't want to repeat. So I discovered that, well, we got nerves exposed, so that's bad. So went through about 5 different dentists before I found one that could do the root canal and the crown and whatnot. So that worked pretty good. Now it's about 15 years ago. And then about 10 years ago, something similar on the other side. And so, of course, I didn't panic that time. I understood, when I felt that, what the sensation was about, what needed to be done. So I got a root canal and a crown on the other side. And recently, and this is my own fault, my own damn fault, I was craving some of them hard butterscotch candies, those little yellow candies, and so I picked some up at the store and sucked on them for a while, and of course I have no patience, so about halfway through sucking them, I'm going and crunching them on down, and that puts a lot of stress on your teeth. You really shouldn't do that if you have crowns and dental work. In fact, you shouldn't do that anyway. You shouldn't crunch on hard candy anyway. It's bad for your teeth in general. If you have any problems, this will bring them to the surface, so to speak. Plus, you shouldn't eat beef jerky. Plus, you shouldn't crunch ice, and a few other things that I do that you really shouldn't do if you have dental work or any problems with your teeth. So tonight, after about a week of eating hard candies, popping them like candies, as it says, as the old saying goes, I was eating some chicken nuggets and felt a crunch, and the chicken nuggets are greasy and they're fatty and they're salty, and sometimes they're crispy, sometimes they're soggy, but they're never crunchy. So I immediately realized what was going on, and sure enough, my crown had come off and was floating around. So naturally this happens on a Saturday night, so I can't even call the dentist, whom I can't remember if he had Saturday hours or not to begin with. So So basically, I'm going to have to wait till Monday till I can even call the dentist, and then I'll probably find out that this is like the busiest time of year for dentists, and he won't be able to see me for a month. And it's not causing any pain, no problems. It was good root canal done before, but the problem is that to put the cap on, they had ground what was remaining of the tooth down to a certain shape, pattern, form, whatever, that the crown fit on, and plenty of space. Surface area to glue the crown into place. And probably all that's happened is the glue has come loose. But my problem is if I forget and eat something crunchy and chew down on that side, it's possible I could damage, break off the perfectly formed surface, and so the dentist would have to grind down a new surface, or maybe drill a hole and put a post in or something to mount a new crown on, and we want to avoid that. We want the least amount of effort. What I want him to do is just clean it up, take a new impression, stick a new. With any luck, maybe he still has my old impression on file somewhere, because I'm planning to go to the same dentist that did this tooth. If it was the other side, I'd be going to another dentist who did that tooth. But basically, it's just me freaking out that I'm missing a tooth. And it reminds me of a few years back when I was having chemotherapy. I had to cancel my a cleaning appointment, an exam and cleaning appointment, because my mouth was just overly sensitive. The chemotherapy had made my gums and tongue just overly sensitive, and I just could not stand the thought of a good cleaning. I could barely brush my teeth at all. And so basically I haven't seen the dentist since. So it's been a couple of years. And there was a time back when I was having the chemotherapy that I was convinced my teeth were coming loose and were about to start falling out. It's just that, the chemotherapy, changes the way your nerves report sensations. And so my mouth felt funny. And the chemo also affects your brain. So you think things are happening when they're not. So I was never sure if my teeth were actually getting loose because of the chemotherapy, or if the chemotherapy just made me think my teeth were getting loose. But this is not chemotherapy. This is just dental work that just happens to have happened. And I'm certain that the radiation I had nothing to do with my teeth. Radiation was being pumped into the other end of my body, not my mouth, the other end. So, but it is just a weird thing that just I see the radiation doctor. Everything's fine with your butt tumors. Wait and see, just if there's no problems. And in fact, I'd recorded a video where I basically said, what had happened. The butt tumors were fine. Radiation doctor says see in a few months. And in fact, I said there probably won't be a video unless something changes. So don't be surprised if you don't hear from me in a few months. Well, something changed. My crown came off. And it's probably completely, utterly unrelated to the cancer, but it's just another one of my medical problems, and it's just something else that that happened to me, and I thought y'all would want to be kept in the loop. So that's the problem. And I would show you, but getting the camera, and nobody wants to see the inside of somebody's mouth. It's just thing. So just if you're really curious, just like Google, get on your computer and Google like crown fell off and see the pictures. But generally, aside from my tooth falling out, I'm feeling pretty good. Butt tumors not causing any real problems, except for the occasional building up of fluid in the abscesses, and that drains out, and then I feel better. So we're good. Everything's fine. Thank you for watching. Please have a good night.